Good morning, welcome back to my channel. Today is February 1st, Saturday, February 1st. February is the month of love. This week, for the entire week, I'm just gonna read dark romances. I like him already. Honestly, I freaking love this book. Hello? What? I'm invested. I think I hate it. I need to look up fan art right now. New fantasy unlocked? He is so obsessed. Men on paper. The spice is spicy. It's page 5 and I'm obsessed. Usually I don't go back to back to back dark romance. I tend to do a dark romance, then go to a fantasy, then go to a romantasy. I don't think I've ever done back to back to back multiple dark romances in a row. So I'm gonna be feral. I'm gonna be so feral by the end of this week. I have a stack here of some dark romance options for us, as if you're reading with me. I really wish you were, but maybe you'll get some inspo from this video and you'll want to pick up some of these books. First, we have Twisted. This is the 4th book, I believe, in the Never After series. They are not connected at all. You can read these in any order. They're completely different characters, completely different stories. I have read, what are they called? Hooked, Scarred, and Wretched. I really like these books. They're so well written. They're spin-offs on fairy tales but make it dark version. So Twisted, from my understanding, I believe is supposed to be Aladdin. Our main girl is in love with a servant. Street rat, you know? Street rat from Aladdin. How does that song go? Anyways, so she's in love with a servant and her father has other plans for her. Scarred was Lion King related. And then we also have Hooked, which is Peter Pan. Wretched, what was Wretched? Oh, Wizard of Oz. But they're so far removed. If you didn't tell me, oh, this is Lion King, kind of very loosely based, I wouldn't even think it was. Option number 2 is God of Pain. I read God of Malice in January. It was our January book club. I did rate it 3.5. With these types of books, it also depends when you read them. Literally, if I were to read one of these when I'm ovulating versus the week before my period, I would probably rate them completely different things. Do you understand what I'm saying right now? Time and place for dark romance. This is book 2 in what is called Legacy of God series. I do want to read this entire series. I do keep thinking about our characters. I'm very intrigued to read about this character. His name's Creighton, and in the previous book, he was a very small side character. He was super quiet. He barely said anything. So I feel like, especially because it's called God of Pain, it's gonna be one of those the quiet ones are really freaky types of energy, you know? You get it. I think I'm gonna be picking up this one first. I just find myself gravitating towards this. Next up, we have Insatiable. If he can't have her, no one else can. This is the Edge of Darkness series. It's a trilogy. There's 3 books. I did go ahead and order all 3, so I will be reading this entire series at some point. I don't know too much about this series, to be honest. I just saw some other people read it and was kind of sold immediately. Cade Mitchell is obsessed with someone he despises. Okay, we're definitely getting enemies to lovers. He hates this girl, but he also wants her. I feel like that happens a lot in dark romance. The guy starts getting frustrated with himself and starts getting angry that he's starting to have feelings towards this girl, and then he starts hating her because he's like, how dare you be so perfect and amazing that I want you? How dare you do that? Her Soul to Take. This is a demon romance. The main male character is a demon, and I believe she accidentally summons him. A lot of people say it's their favorite dark romance. I do really want to get to this one in this video. This is also a trilogy, so there is 2 other ones. This sounds like my perfect kind of book, to be honest. Dark romance with supernatural or not real fantasy type elements. I feel like I'm gonna love this. Our final option. I've had this book for a long time and I've just been really intimidated and scared, but also I want to know the lore. I want to be part of the conversation. So I do have Credence by Penelope Douglas. I've heard very crazy things about this one. I kind of know. There's an uncle involved. It's like family in no world am I gonna read this amount of pages in a week. These are the options. We have some really good picks here and I'm really excited. I think we have to start with God of Pain. We simply must.
Told you so extra, but I know I'm the same, yeah. Love me in spite of my trauma. Give me what I need instead of the drama. Cause when it pop off, it's like, oh my.
I just read one chapter, but I kind of forgot that this one, because of the characters that we're following, is going to be kind of mafia. Because our main girl, Annika, her dad and her brother are part of the mafia. So she's in a mafia family. So I'm still in my little mafia romance moment. I don't think I actually said what this book is about, but we're following Annika and Creighton. She's a Volkov. Annika Volkov. What a name. So I'm assuming they're Russian mafia. And her brother is Jeremy. Jeremy and her were both in the first book as well, and same with Creighton. He is the brother of the girl in the first one. So the girl in the first one was Glyndon King. Oh wait, no, he's not her brother. I think he's her cousin. Yes, Creighton is Glyndon's cousin. Got it. Killian from the first book, the main guy, he was part of they're not clubs, but kind of, there's something called the Heathens. There's another one called, I don't even remember what they're called, to be honest, but the Heathens is the one that Jeremy's a part of. I love reading books that have Russian people in them. The nicknames are so good. So her name's Annika, but her brother and her dad call her Anushka. I'm so obsessed with that. It just reminds me of The Bear and the Nightingale with our main girl, Vasilisa, or Vasya, or Vasochka. It's so cute. I love how they do that in Russia. Anushka. God, that is so gorgeous.
All good all day, but the night we be going so hard on the flip side. So tell me what we on a day, babe.
The Elites and the Serpents. Those are the other gangs along with the Heathens. So we have 3 kind of rival gangs, and there's 2 universities. There's a British university and an American university, and those 2 universities also don't like each other. The Heathens and the Serpents are from King's U. The Elites are from REU. Got it. Okay, I think I'm kind of developing a type in dark romance that I enjoy, and it's the quiet ones. It's the quiet ones with the filthy mouths. Tristan Kane, he barely says a word. The ones who speak with their eyes. I eat that up. The eye contact, they're so quiet, but then when they say something, it's just exactly what they're thinking. It's so out of left field sometimes. I really enjoy those men. Not the super talkative, outgoing, loud, kind of obnoxious main characters. I don't love that type. I like the quiet ones, which is kind of like, I feel like me and my kind of type more in real life. I don't go for the class clown, you know? I don't want the person who has everyone's attention. You want the quiet baddie. He goes, she says, hypothetically speaking, and only hypothetically because this isn't a real situation, why do you not want to date me? And then he goes, hypothetically speaking, I have deviant tastes and violent tendencies. You're so fucking breakable, I'd crush you in no time. He's just speaking truth. He's not even trying to fluff it up. He's just saying exactly how he feels, but for some reason it's hot. Why is that hot? Why is that hot? I'm so excited for the spice in this. I think it's gonna be wild. She's a ballerina. Oh my gosh, I love this. A little ballerina. Little Valentine's chocolates. These are not gonna last long on my coffee bar.
Enchanté.
Hey vlog! I am in fact in the exact same spot that I left you, however that was 2 days ago. The last time we spoke, I wasn't too far. I had just started God of Pain. I am now this far. I've been reading it on my Kindle before bed and I'm on chapter 18. I have made a few notes because when I'm reading before bed, I just kind of jot stuff down. I love that Annika is obsessed with Tchaikovsky. It's so cute. I mean, I think it's a little bit silly that instead of God, she says Tchaikovsky, because Tchaikovsky is her god. She says sometimes instead of, oh my god, She's like, oh my Tchaikovsky. And that's a little bit much, but I do love her obsession. I love that he calls her Little Purple. Her nickname is Little Purple because purple's her favorite color. Everything she wears and owns and does is purple. Oh my gosh, is that why this book is purple? That's cute. I did just make that connection. It's pretty obvious now that I'm thinking about it. Really cute that he calls her Little Purple because that's such a cute, innocent little pet name. And then this is another thing I wrote down. The mouth on that man is foul in the best way. He'll use Little Purple in a sentence that you would not think a cutie little pet name would be in. Love the texting convos. I was thinking about this while I was reading The Predator actually, and then this book also had texting conversations, and I love it because I feel like I'm getting the actual characters talking versus the narrator telling us about something. It just feels so real. It feels like I'm reading their actual texting convos, and it just makes me feel so much closer to the characters. I especially love when they're dirty. Oh, he's so possessive. This sentence, I actually laughed. She goes, he's a sadist like that, but he's my sadist. He's my sadist. She's mine. If I find out either of you touched her, prepare to lose a limb. Yep. Period. The reason it's called God of Pain is because he has a severe pain kink. He needs to inflict pain to feel anything from some sort of trauma in his past, and we don't know what the trauma is yet. I think I've predicted it. I'm eating it up. I am eating up every moment of the pain. I don't want to say I like it more than the first book, than God of Malice, because that is a super unpopular opinion. But I just felt like with Killian, he is a literal psychopath, wants to murder people. Whereas Creighton is more, he has trauma, so he just has a pain kink now and needs to like inflict pain on people. He doesn't want to murder like Killian. Prepare to lose a limb. So it feels almost a little bit safer and realistic. Annika has OCD, so I think it's really interesting that that's represented in this. She talks about having OCD, and then it kind of makes sense as to why her and Creighton would work together, because he needs to be in control, needs to have power, dominance, and then she ends up being the more submissive one. And it makes so much sense because with OCD, you're so in control all the time. You feel like you need to be in control. You need to do these repetitive patterns and routines over and over. With Creighton, she can just let him take control, and it's almost a reprieve for her. Me trying to psychoanalyze the characters as if I know what I'm talking about, I don't. She can almost just relax and obey what he says to do. Obey is crazy. He requires her to obey him. And usually she's the one who feels like she needs to control everything. So she can almost just like sit back and let him do it. I don't know if I described that properly, but that's just kind of my little thought process there. He used to drive a Porsche, but a week ago I complained that it was too small when he told me to sit on his lap, so he changed it 2 days later. He traded in his Porsche for a Range Rover because she said it was too small. Okay, Creighton. He's cleaning her. He's cleaning her in the bath. He is lathering her hair. This will get me every time. It's so cute. He is such an enigma. Wait, am I using that word right? Hold on, please hold. A person or thing that is mysterious, puzzling, or difficult to understand. I mean, yeah, he's definitely an enigma. But I meant someone who is two ends of the spectrum. He can be so intense, but then he runs her a bath and buys her jewelry and washes her hair and thinks she's adorable and calls her Little Purple, but then also slaps the shit out of her in a good way. The best of both worlds, if you ask me. When someone wrenches Annika from my arms, my first thought is murder. You know, I was like, oh, Killian, he's a bit too murderous for me. My first thought is murder. My second thought is to pound them until their features are unrecognizable and they're begging for death. Begging for death. Honestly, I freaking love this book. I love this book. I'm probably 50% through now. I'm really loving it. I don't know if I'm just in the right headspace for a dark romance or what. I'm very much enjoying this one. Now, this one doesn't really have a plot. There's no storyline that we're really following, whereas the first book, there was more of a mystery on the back end that we were kind of curious about. We already found out about Creighton's past, so that's not a mystery anymore. I don't really know where this is going, but I'm honestly having a really good time. What the actual F is going on right now? What is going on right now? This can't... No. No. Why do I want to cry? Have you guys listened to this album? A couple of these songs send me to another dimension. The Abyss is my favorite easily, not only because Lana Del Rey is on it, but it's crazy. My jaw was on the floor the first time I heard that. I also like Red Terror, Take Me Back to LA, Niagara Falls, Baptized in Fear is so crazy. I just got ready for the gym. I'm about to go hit legs. I'm on page 380. I don't have much left. I'll either finish it tonight and then talk to you about it tomorrow, or I'll finish it tomorrow and then talk to you about it tomorrow. All the spice was in the beginning, and all the sadness and drama and plot is happening at the end. I really like Annika. I think Creighton and her are... I think I like them better than Killian and Glenn. I think I like the storyline and the plot a little bit more of the first one. I like these characters more. I like being in their POVs and I feel like I can understand them. I just want to protect Creighton. I feel like I'm the same way as Annika, where I want to like save him. I'm really liking this one and I cannot wait until God of Fury because I know who that couple is and we are getting little breadcrumbs and I can't wait. I honestly don't really care so far about any of the other couples. I don't really care about Jeremy. I mean, I like him. I think, well, sometimes I like him, sometimes I don't. Landon? I am a little bit curious about Lan. I don't care about Eli. I don't really like Ava, to be honest, at least so far. Cecily, I don't really feel like I know much about her yet, but I like her better than Ava. We'll see how my opinions change as we go through the rest of the series. I would be shocked if this book was anything less than a 4-star. I need to go to the gym now, or else I'm gonna be late. So I'm gonna go listen to The Weeknd and scream it in my car and hit legs. And I will see you guys in 2 seconds for you, but I'll see you tomorrow morning with my coffee and my book. Love ya.
Enchanté. I don't wanna care so much, 'cause I really care too much. It's all just overwhelming, I'm just overthinking. I feel like I'm too much. Keep mistaking my anxiety for intuition, and stress keeps getting in the way of my ambition.
How cute is my baby Yeti? It's so mini and small and cute. Why is this book destroying me? I was reading it last night, so I need to, oh my gosh, the most satisfying thing is when you're listening on audio or reading on Kindle and then you go to your actual book and you get to just flip 10 chapters and you're so much further. It's so satisfying. Oh, so satisfying. This is a long book. It's probably 450-ish pages, but it goes really fast. I'm gonna finish it this morning. We're gonna sit down with our coffee and we're gonna finish this book. I love this series. I love Creighton. I feel like he's one of people's least favorite. Why do I feel like he's gonna be one of my favorites? I really like him. He's just so damaged. He's so damaged. As I was reading last night, we got a few POVs from the parents. All the parents have books. I don't know if I even want to go back and read the parents' books, but what do you guys think about them? I know this series, Legacy of God series, is definitely way more popular. I don't even know what the parents series is called. Now I'm getting pissed. They need to just talk. Why are they not using their words? Actually, they've never been good at talking. Who am I kidding? Death is the only thing that will keep me away from her. He is obsessed. I am very close to being done this book and I'm really scared for how it's gonna end. Considering where we're at and how much time we have left, I'm really scared. Whoa. Hello? What? I didn't expect tears from a dark romance. Please have a happy ending. Please have a happy ending. I'm curious about Annika's mom's past and what made her suffer so much with mental health. Done. I'll do a full wrap up and final thoughts at the end of the video once I've read all of the dark romances. But I really, really liked that book. Honestly, I definitely liked it more than God of Malice. That is such an unpopular opinion. Oh my gosh, we have to pick our next book now. I think I want to go by process of elimination because I want to read all of these. Right out the gate, I think I'm going to get rid of both of these two. As much as I want to read them, I want to read these ones a little bit more. My fear with Credence is that it's going to turn me off from dark romance for a while. And I have a feeling I'm really going to like Her Soul to Take. So I think we're going to read this one next. A college student has unleashed an irresistible darkness. A soul-hungry demon who might be her only chance at survival in the dark romance sensation from Harley Brew.
Logically, I know I shouldn't feel this way, but my body doesn't agree with my brain. I'm looking over my shoulder, worrying it's over.
I'm on page 3, but so far we have discovered our main character's name is Leon and he's a demon, and honestly I hate that name for him. A demon named Leon. I don't know if that's because in Zodiac Academy one of the characters' names is Leon and he's a silly, goofy kind of guy, not a serious demon kind of energy, so now it's kind of skewed. Anyways, we have a demon. He is locked away, bound. He can't escape. His master is a human named Kent, and Kent has a grimoire. And because he has this grimoire, Kent and the rest of his bloodline before him, his dad, his grandfather, etc., they are the only ones who have ever been able to summon Leon. In the grimoire, Leon's name is written, and that's the only place it's written in the entire world. Honestly, a lot happened on the first page. I'm on page 5 and I'm getting Damon Salvatore. He's digging up a grave and he goes, "Wakey, wakey." I hauled him over my shoulder and crawled up from the grave, dumping him beside the pile of dirt I just dug out. "Just give me a minute here, buddy. Can't have your mother knowing her son's grave has been desecrated." Tell me that's not Damon. I read that in Damon's voice. Wakey, wakey. He probably said that in Vampire Diaries. I'm invested. I'm invested. I'm just picturing Damon now. Damon the demon. Oh my god. I'm giddy. I'm giddy because of this. I hope this continues. I hope he's a silly, goofy, but hot and badass demon. I'm into it. No, he is Damon. He goes... The area of the forest and the mine shaft that lay within it was a quick enough run to make, but cumbersome with Marcus flopping over my back. Still, running through the trees with a corpse was preferable to my concrete prison. He is so Damon! This is everything to me. Instantly obsessed. Page 5 and I'm obsessed. We have officially met our FMC and her name is Ray and she's a YouTuber. She records paranormal, but her channel is struggling a little bit because she only records things that are real. She doesn't fake anything like a lot of other paranormal channels do, she says. So she's looking for something big, something real, something intense. And this little small town that she lives in, which is so Mystic Falls coded, this is the same energy as Vampire Diaries and I'm eating it up. Yeah, so she's in this small town, lots of trees, spooky forests, lots of abandoned old historic sites and buildings.
Enchanté.
Hi vlog. I have thoughts. Do I? I do. I wrote them all down so I wouldn't forget. I made a decent amount of progress in this last night. I read for about an hour and a half before bed. I have many thoughts. So, oh my gosh. Also first, do you like my Valentine's nails? They're inspired by my coffee bar. My little lover girl nails. How cute. The girl did laugh at me when I was getting them done. I was like, oh, I want one hand pink and one hand red. She was like, really? Yes, really. Back to the book. He is obsessed. If you want boy obsessed, demon obsessed to be exact, he's very obsessed. It's almost a little bit too much too quick. Actually, not almost. It for sure is. The whole thing happens so quick. He's so obsessed so quick. And I get that demons crave lust and I don't know, demons just... it's part of who he is as a demon and it's very lusty very quick, which does again make sense because she's affected by him, so she feels more lust when she's around him. But in the previous book that I read, I just felt more connected to the characters, and their story was just built up so much more because there was also a previous book and they were side characters in that one, and there was so much more tension, and I just believed the characters more. I miss Creighton and little Anushka. They were just so precious. I do not feel any connection to either of these characters right now. It's just a silly, goofy time. It's funny. I find I'm giggling at this book. It's just so Damon coded. I think going into this, I was picturing it to be more dark and dramatic, and I was picturing him being more grumpy, but that's not it at all. In fact, I find him more sunshiny than her. He is just silly and goofy and menacing at the same time, but not the dark, moody character I was expecting. When I heard that this was a demon romance, I was expecting it to be much more dark and serious and dramatic, whereas it's much more silly and goofy. I'm not mad about it, I just was not expecting that going into it. Leon being the demon's name is sending me into a spiral because I think that is the least sexy name I've ever heard in my entire life. No offense. There's something about Leon. No, I hate his name. That's dramatic. I have nothing, there's nothing wrong with the name Leon. I enjoy that name as a name, not for an evil demon. It just doesn't click in my brain. He has a demon friend, and I think his demon friend is named Zaid or Zane or something like that. That sounds so much more demon-y. The Z being at the beginning. Leon? I really need to look up fan art because I'm having a very hard time picturing two things. Firstly, his claws. What type of claws are we imagining here? Are we imagining just kind of long fingernails? Are they curved? What color are they? What are we picturing for the claws? The other thing that I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around is his tongue. I think I hate it. I don't enjoy the tongue situation. I need to look up fan art right now. Oh. When did they say he was blonde? I might have just skimmed right over that because all I'm picturing is Damon Salvatore. Aw, what a little cutie with his little piercings. Wait, he's so cute. He looks like a more badass version of Caleb Altair. And we all know Caleb is my number one from Zodiac Academy. This isn't what I'm picturing though. Yeah, that's more accurate to what I'm picturing. I also like that Ray has glasses. Some more glasses representation for our main characters. Let me read you some of the quotes that had me giggling. Oh my god. Her going, "Be gone, demon," with a crucifix. No, I have secondhand embarrassment for her. "Be gone, demon." Raylyn, my honey, please don't do that. I really do like the name Raylyn. Raylyn is just such a pretty name. A teeny bit further down the page, after she goes, "Be gone, demon," it goes to his section. I rolled my eyes. "Yes, doll, congratulations, you've done it." I clapped my hands, making her jump. "You've caught the big bad demon. What a marvelous investigator you are." Tell me that's not Damon Salvatore. I bet if I looked up right now, I could find a scene of him in Vampire Diaries saying, "The big bad vampire. Congrats, you caught me, the big bad vampire."
Anybody home? Big bad vampire out here.
That is so Damon. You look like you're in a bit of danger, Ray. You're looking a bit helpless. No, he's so Damon Salvatore. Oh, this one too. She goes, "Fuck you," I muttered. "You're welcome to." "Fuck you. You're welcome to." Damon would say that, and he would do his little Damon smirk. You know what I mean? Definitely not what I expected. I'm having a good time. If you want something that has comedic relief that is also a dark romance, and if you love Damon Salvatore and Mystic Falls and Vampire Diaries, you absolutely need to read this because that is exactly what this is giving. Kill this for me, Leon. Kill that for me, Leon. Do you have any idea how goddamn tired I am of you humans expecting me to just kill everything for you? Oh my gosh. He's so sassy and he always mocks her. She'll say something like, "Where is it? Did you kill all of them?" And then he goes, "Did you kill all of them?" "Kill this for me, Leon. Kill that for me, Leon." No, I'm reading it in Damon's voice, obviously. Oh my god. Sorry, I have chocolate in my mouth. Is that gross if I talk with it in my mouth? Do you mind? "I can't just keep severed heads around my yard," I said. "Oh, I'm sorry." Leon turned to face me. "Do they not fit your aesthetic?" "Would death suit your aesthetic better?" Oh my god. He's so funny. "Do they not fit your aesthetic? Would death suit your aesthetic better?" Get out of town. This book just keeps catching me with funny lines. They're at a Halloween party. This woman who's really tall and really hot walks over to Ray, and Ray Ray goes, "When she smiled at me, I was suddenly certain that she could literally step on me and I'd say thank you." I know we all love a good girl moment, okay? You know what also sends me to another dimension? You did so good. You did so good. And then he called her beautiful right after. Oh, wait, when did I start to like Leon this much? The spice is spicy. Good morning, vlog. It's 7:30 in the morning. I'm about to figure out where I am in the book because I was reading on my Kindle last night and I read the piercing scene. New fantasy unlocked. That scene ate, to be honest. That went crazy. I don't know at what point I started to love this couple. When did it stop being a silly goofy time and suddenly I would die for Leon and Ray? I love them. They're so cute. I'm 84% through, so I definitely want to finish this morning. We have met the characters that are in the next books. So the next books are about different characters, which I'm kind of sad about because I don't know how this story is going to properly wrap up. I feel like the story might continue, but from other characters' point of views, I don't know. It's weird that one brief moment can change the course of your whole life. I liked that quote. I thought that was cool. He is so down bad. He is so obsessed. I'm not letting you get away. I'm not letting anything take you from me. I'll rip heaven and hell and this goddamn earth apart before I let them steal you from me. I'll rip heaven and hell and this goddamn earth apart before I let them steal you from me. Maybe it was that moment that I was like, you know what, Leon, your name, I don't love you. I'm not fucking leaving. Oh my god. He's so obsessed. He's so obsessed. And I love that. I love that for her. I'm so intrigued for the third book now. The Archdemon. Archdemon, is that what they call him? Is it Archdemon or Archdemon? It must be Arc because it's Archangel. Arch. Please. Do I even speak English? Archangel and Archdemon. That makes sense, but he's an Archdemon and he's so strong and we got a glimpse of him in this book. So now I'm very curious for book 3. What do you guys think? Which out of these 3 books do you guys like the most? He's so Damon Salvatore. How many times in this video have I said he's so Damon? I'd gladly admit I was generally a dick, but Ray made me want to be nice to her. Only to her. Everyone else could get fucked. That is so Damon and Elena. That's enough random quotes for you guys. There's plenty more. Just know. I don't know why I'm not. My tripod's literally right there. This is satisfying though. Let's go to chapter 40. I also hate when books have a black first page of the chapter because then I can't properly underline and stuff and it just, the ink, I don't know. Okay, chapter 40. I have this much left. I think I'm gonna do a little walkie on my treadmill. Super slow while I finish reading, so I actually think I am gonna. I just look like a severed head. No. That was so scary. Why did I think that was okay? Why did I think that was fine to do? I'm so sorry for that. I think I'm just gonna hop on my desk treadmill, do a little walk. So I think I actually am gonna read on my Kindle. So me flipping. There was no point in me doing that besides just to show you visually how far I am through this.
Take it slow to lead.
Hey vlog, we are currently in my bedroom. I wanted a little change up of scenery and I felt like laying in my bed to read for a few hours. I did finish Her Soul to Take this morning. I cannot for the life of me figure out what rating I want to give it. I'm between 3.75 and 4. 3.75 more for the beginning. It was more of a 4 near the end. I did really enjoy it. It started off as more of a silly, goofy time. I liked it a lot more by the end, and I definitely felt a lot more of the connection for the characters by the end, but still everything was a little bit fast because it is just a standalone basically. There's not multiple books in the series. I mean, there is, but it's different characters. I am planning on continuing the series though because I'm very curious to see what happens. The end was so good. It was very gripping. I could not put it down. Really intense. Loved the whole story behind it. It was very, very unique. But now we need to pick another book because I still have the rest of today and tomorrow to read dark romances if we're going to do it for a full week. These are the two options I've narrowed it down to. In my head this whole time, I thought I was going to end up reading Credence at the end of this video as my last book just to round out this challenge. Listen, this book is over 500 pages. So I think I might go with Twisted, which is only 360 something pages, I believe. That seems more manageable. And then hopefully I can finish it between today and tomorrow and then wrap this video up with 3 books. I just don't think I'll be able to finish this one. I also think it's gonna scar me, so I'm a little bit scared. Let me know if you want a part 2 of this reading dark romance for a week because I will do it. And in that one, I promise I will read Credence. But for now, I think we're gonna go with Twisted. It's a dark fairy tale version of Aladdin. Yasmin Karim, daughter to one of the richest men in the world, has never known strife. So when her beloved father falls ill, she's determined to make his final days his happiest. His last wish? To see her married to a man of his choosing. Except Yasmin's heart already belongs to someone else. A servant. A man her father would never consider worthy. Yasmin strikes a desperate deal with her father's right-hand man, Julian, not realizing he has his own twisted agenda. Are we gonna be Team Julian or Team... does it say his name? Team the servant. Julian Ferrasi has one goal: become the most powerful man in the world. But when his mentor falls ill, he finds himself on the verge of losing everything, and he'll stop at nothing to inherit what is rightfully his, even if it means forcing a woman he can't stand into marriage. She's his diamond in the rough, he's her worst nightmare. Interesting. So I'm definitely getting enemies to lovers. Why do I feel like the servant is gonna actually be a piece of shit and Julian is gonna low-key, or at least by the end, be the better guy? For the people pleasers, sometimes it's okay to be a little selfish. Twisted is a dark contemporary slow burn romance. It is a fractured fairy tale, not fantasy or a literal retelling. Okay, fractured fairy tale, I love that description. The main character is a villain. If you're looking for a safe read, you will not find it in these pages. Perfect, that is exactly what I'm looking for right now. An unsafe villain. This man has a 23-foot long python. I like him already. He has a giant snake, please. Okay, Julian. And her name's Isabella, the python. That's really cute. There is a 13-year age gap, which isn't too bad. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So she's 23 now, and he's 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. 36.
Enchanté.
Good morning. Hello. Morning, guys. No, but it's not funny, is it? It's serious. So I decided to ruin my own day today. Okay, let me tell you what's going on and why I'm starting this video in tears. I've been looking for a new Kindle case because this is so boring. This is so not me. And I was on Etsy, just going through Etsy, trying to find cases. And then I started thinking of like, oh, what books do I want to be on the back of the case? So I was looking up fantasy and I found some cool ones with dragons, so I might get one of those. And then I started coming across like Hermione fanfics, Bound, and then I saw Secrets and Masks, and then I just started crying because if you've read Manacled and Secrets and Masks, You understand. If you're a Hermione fanfic girl, you understand. The depth of the obsession is sickening. I'm really upset that I can't find any good Kindle cases that are Hermione. If you guys know of any small businesses, especially Canadian, who do good fantasy, Hermione, Harry Potter, Slytherin Kindle cases, please let me know, because I've been all over Etsy and I simply can't find a good one. I would love a Hermione bitchy little Kindle case. That is my goal. I would love to find that. However, I have not been able to find one. Please, let's try that again. I have not been able to find one, and it's ruining my morning, but I just started thinking about Draco Malfoy and started crying. So that's where we're at. Don't die, Draco. Only because you asked. Do I dare put Draco Malfoy as my #1 book boyfriend? This is too hard. I can't think about this right now or I'm gonna spiral. Thank you so much. I'm gonna spiral, as if I haven't been spiraling for the past hour. Good morning, for real. I've recovered from my mental breakdown. Everything's fine. We're okay. I have made a solid dent in this. I am on chapter 20. It's a pretty solid chunk. I'm almost 50% through. Our main girl, her name is Yasmin. Her father has a $1 billion diamond empire. So he sells jewels, diamonds, that kind of thing. And he is slowly dying of cancer. Actually, not slowly, kind of quickly dying of cancer. He's very, very old school in the way that he doesn't think a woman can take over his company. So he doesn't trust his daughter to take over his company when he's gone. He only trusts a man. He needs her to get married to somebody before he dies so that he knows his company is going to go to a man. His right-hand man, his name is Julian. He is our main male character. Yasmin has secretly been seeing one of the, they call them servants, I think. One of the servants or one of the people who work for her family. She's secretly been seeing him. His name's Aiden. I'm not sure I actually like him. Actually, I don't really like him, but I also don't really like Julian, and I also don't really care about her. I simply don't really care about any of the characters, and I'm halfway through the book. I'm finding it quite slow. It's dragging. I'm not really that intrigued or enthralled. I don't know if it's because I also read 2 really good dark romances before this, and I was so attached to those characters that maybe that's why this one isn't hitting as hard. I do like the writing. It's very easy to read. It's very quick to read, very easy to understand. There's no world building or anything because it's not fantasy. I do think I'll possibly appreciate the extreme slow burn of it by the time we get to the spice near the end. So I'm thinking maybe I'll like the second half of the book a little bit better, but right now I kind of can't wait for it to be over because I am looking forward to picking up a different book. Something I do enjoy about Julian is that he's 6'6" and he has tattoos and he's Italian. Julian does sound hot in my brain, but at the same time, I just don't care about him. I don't really care about her. I don't feel any connection to the characters. And he's also just a dick. When he unalives someone for disrespecting you. I'm about, I would say, 75% through, and the slow burn has finished burning. I repeat, the slow burn has finished burning. We are getting somewhere. Something is about to happen. I still don't feel super connected to the story or the characters, but Julian's definitely grown on me. We delved a little bit deeper into his trauma, and it's making me realize that I really love a main male character with trauma, especially in dark romance. It just makes sense to me when they have this deep-rooted trauma from their childhood that is the reason that they're crazy as an adult. When they're just crazy for no reason and they don't have any trauma, it doesn't really hit for me. They need to have some sort of childhood trauma for me to be able to sympathize with them and feel bad for them and want to fix them and want to take care of them and want to like take care of their younger self, you know? I don't know what that says about me, but I eat up trauma in dark romance. They just go hand in hand. Something I also love in dark romances is getting a dual POV. I love getting a man's POV. There is something about being in the man's head and seeing how obsessed he can get with a girl, how attractive he finds her, how crazy she drives him. I eat that shit up. I think I prefer being in the man's POV versus the main girl character's POV. I just love seeing into his head and seeing all these emotions that he feels towards her. I would kill anyone who looked at you. Anyone who dared to even breathe too close. It gets better. I want to reach into your chest and hold your heart in my hands, making sure it only beats for me. Ah, men on paper. Paper men. We love them. A little trope that goes crazy in this book is the my wife trope. Is that even a trope? I just keep calling everything a trope when it might, like, what is the definition of trope, you know? I don't know. I'm just gonna keep calling everything a trope when it's just something in a book that I enjoy. He's very possessive and very much, don't touch my wife this, my wife that, which is cute. I'm almost done. I think I'm like 85% through. I don't know if I'm gonna finish though because I do need to get ready for spin.
Enchanté.
Hi vlog. Good morning. I am so tired today. I'm here to give you my final thoughts on the 3 books that we read this week. Our dark romance week. Honestly, this was so fun. I had the best time ever. I love doing a little themed reading for the week. It's really fun. It gives me a goal. It makes me read more. It makes me more excited to read because I'm filming and talking about it to you. If you have any other vlogs like this that you want me to film, let me know. Let's go through the 3 books here. We'll start with Twisted because I didn't give you any updates at all. Twisted was the 3rd book that I ended up reading. I did give this a 2.75. If I had read this randomly on its own without reading these 2 first, I think this would have been higher, maybe 3.5 or something like that. But just after reading these 2 and how good they were, this fell so flat for me. And don't get me wrong, I love this series. I think Wretched was a 5-star for me, or at least it was like a 4.5 or something like that. These are really short books, so it's a good short little dark romance, but because they're so short, you don't get as attached to the characters and everything just happens so quickly. The story was really good, but at the same time it was a little bit boring and kind of dragged. At the same time, I would still recommend it, and I would still recommend the series because I just really like the Never After series. That's all I'm gonna say about this one. 2.75, which I do feel bad about, but I'm trying to be a bit harsher with my ratings. I don't just want to give away 4 stars willy-nilly. I've never said that before in my life. What does that even mean? Willy-nilly? I hate that. I hate that that just came out of my mouth. The 2nd book we read was Her Soul to Take. Honestly, this started a little bit slow for me, but grew on me so much. Even just editing the footage, looking at myself reading this, I was having the best time ever. It was so funny and so Mystic Falls. If you like Vampire Diaries, you absolutely need to read this. I ended up giving this a 4-star, which is quite high for a dark romance for me. I really enjoyed this. I do want to continue the series. Damon Salvatore girls, this one's for you. And finally, I can't even talk about this without giggling. This is the most unpopular opinion I've probably ever had about a book. Why do more people not like this one? Is this a me problem? I loved this book. I gave this a 4.5. Creighton King holds a special place in my heart, and so does Annika. I'm the most attached to these characters, and I do think that's also because I saw glimpses of them in God of Malice. That helps so much. That's why I love interconnected standalones, because you kind of already know the character a little bit, so it feels more real and authentic. I've posted this on TikTok. I don't think I talked about it here, but there's this song. It is so Creighton King coded. The second I heard it, oh, it's called Scream My Name. You know how many times in this book he says scream my name, or you'll be screaming my name? This is officially Creighton's song. Like, that's literally Creighton. He wrote this about Annika.
Pretty when you scream, my name and crave your day. Darling, you're so pretty when
This is literally Creighton singing.
never know each other. We're good, 'cause in the end,
It's by Thomas La Rosa. He also has a song called Good Girl, so I'm just gonna leave you with that. So those are our 3 books. We had a 2.75, a 4, and a 4.5. So if you're gonna take anything from this video, please read Legacy of God series and the Her Soul to Take series. Does this series even have a name? Souls Trilogy. Actually, no, read this series too, because I love the Never After series. These are 3 of my favorite dark romance series right now. Happy Valentine's. I know it's not Valentine's today, but this is the week of Valentine's and I'm posting this. So happy Valentine's. Maybe pick up a little book boyfriend for yourself this week. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next one.